Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel that's trying to be a TV show, but failing miserably, just like on all 22 or 21 other YouTube channels. Today we're talking about the future of Big Finish, and I know, it's cliche to say, the future of Big Finish. Big Finish will always not produce Doctor Who work if they no longer have the license to Doctor Who. The only thing they'll keep on doing is all their projects that they have the license to, that's their own original ideas. So, as in Doctor Who wise, like Bernie Summerfield, technically their own original, even though it is owned by someone else probably. So, the cliche answer, we shan't give that answer today. No. So, let's go more complicated down the route. 3 ways that Big Finish could cease to make audios is in the Doctor Who world is one, if their website crashes or their app no longer works, which track record in my opinion is that since they did the shift to the new website, the app for me has never worked since either apps, because I no longer have any of my digital library of all the stuff I have digitally. I don't buy many digital versions of Big Finish if there's no CD available and I'm desperate to want it and I can't find CD anywhere else, then I get the digital only copy. But when you buy something off the Big Finish website, you get the physical copy and the digital copy. So I'm missing a lot of my copies. And when you well, that's no. So the first way is losing the license for Doctor Who. The second is if the website or app crashes, or people get so angry with the fact that the app or website doesn't work that they stop buying it. And the third reason is if they themselves, Big Finish, run out of ideas, right? And that's fair enough. You can't expect someone to have ideas for years and years, but that's because it's not one person doing all this for Big Finish. It's well, not million, it's like lots of people, right? I was gonna say thousands, but there probably isn't thousands either. It's probably in its hundreds, but not in its thousands. And Big Finish is brilliant. I'm gonna give all the compliments now because I'm not trying to be negative. It's just to end the saga of future of something of. I think Big Finish is a good saga to end it on because Big Finish is the key one to represent a lot of Doctor Who in the in between, and a lot of spin-offs that people want to see on TV all have come to life in audio, so people have a flavour of what it would be like if it was ever a TV show. So I think Big Finish in themselves have had triumphs and had victories and had winners. So a lot of things that they've done right is just recently with them getting a brand new beautifully designed website, it not working, they reverted back to the old website and the app being in disarray and trying to get a survey. I even tried to do that survey but they won't let me because it won't load it. So it's one of those things where it's not really Big Finish's fault, it's out of their control. The people that make the decision that we want this new website, we want this new app, is because they want to improve what they already got. They want to improve everything, they want to make it better, which is fair enough. But then, obviously, they weren't ready to launch. They weren't ready to release. They had a few more tweaks to do, and I just don't. I just think it was slightly too early for them. But it's not their fault. They're still producing high quality, high end, high budgeted drama, sci-fi drama, and also everything they've done since before the website issues have been amazing, right? A lot of things Big Finish do is amazing, and this is, I think, on the list of the top 10 most amazing things Big Finish have ever done. And I think I personally love Big Finish work, no matter what happens to the website. So I think the future, if we be realistic and not use our 3 criteria of what if to make this video a lot more interesting, I'd like to say that it's got a bright future ahead. I don't think anything's going to stop them unless one of the actors that plays one of the current Doctors in the impression scene, not David Tennant, decide, or Tom Baker, or Colin Baker, or Peter Davison, if any of the impressionists, which we're not going to call them, but that's what they do. So Tim Trelaw, Steve Noonan, those two in particular, because I know John Coulshaw is a man of many talents. So I don't, because he doesn't do it as often, I don't think anymore. As in impersonating a doctor is what I'm trying to get at, like a lead role. He mainly does the Brigadier. So I think Lethbridge do it. Yeah. So I think that if them decide to leave, I mean, for the first Doctor, it wouldn't matter entirely because we obviously already have David Bradley, and David Bradley did have the role of the Big Finish thought, I really like what we're doing with the first Doctor with David Bradley, but we're going to take him in a new direction. Let's get Steve Noonan on board. He'll take it in a new direction, and that's what they've done. So they've got the David Bradley range, which is incredible, but they thought, how do we make that even better? Steve Noonan, Outlaws! Woo! I think, if I remember rightly, that is what the name of the box set is, and it's incredible. But Big Finish would crumble if any of those two left. Tim Trelaw, who I've previously interviewed, he appeared in my documentary, John Common, the Man Who Was Doctor Who, which you'll find a link to at the end of this video. And I also released an interview part of the Blue Box Files podcast. So, if he left, that would bring a massive blow to the world of Doctor Who, and it would also be really hard to find a replacement for a Jon Pertwee voice, because he, over time, no longer needs to put on the impression. Might add something to it, but his voice is shaped to Jon Pertwee's voice, so he sounds perfect. And it would be really a shame if any of those two left, because they are the well-known, high-end, popular characters. Well, the first Doctor and the third Doctor, but popular and friendly and charismatic actors. That Big Finish needs, and it pulls in your audience, and it helps your audience immerse into the world. I know that spin-offs do a lot of work as well, due to the fact that a lot of the companions, a lot of actors of all these things are still alive. That's immersive, but with the main range, apart from the one where you have the original actors playing the Doctors, such as David Tennant, Tom Baker, Colin Baker, Peter Davison, Paul McGann, you have those in playing the original Doctors, right? And obviously we sadly no longer have William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, or Jon Pertwee, or John Hurt, but with John Hurt they've younganized him to give him a little bit more youth, so that when they cast the character, it was more of a youth-led role. It wasn't the War Doctor we know. It's a sort of prequel to that War Doctor, which helps because not everyone. I think John Hurt would have been the hardest impression to do. I think, or try and do the Dragon Out Merlin, which is John Hurt, but try and do it that way, and that might work. But overall, I think that unless anyone leaves, this is a major role of Big Finish in the acting world for any of the main range on the spin-offs that can crumble. If Nicholas Briggs left Big Finish full stop, that would also make it crumble. I think if they got rid of the Big Finish podcast, that would also help start deterioration of Big Finish, because I think the podcast helps you to get your questions out, get discounts, and find out find out behind the scenes and find out what they all think's happening with the world of Big Finish and their releases and all this, that, the other, and news. And it's for people that don't like reading newsletters, or people that want to get excited or want to hear Nicholas Briggs get excited, because that's one of the key points of our podcast. It's Nicholas Briggs is excited, so you're excited. So what I mean to end off this video is the future of Big Finish is bright. It's never ending. It's Brilliant! Thank you guys for watching. Time will come out. Bye!
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.